Welcome back to the analyst desk. Now that was an insane first game, right, Mitchell?
That game was absolutely ridiculous, and this is only game one, folks. So I hope we can expect this for four more for a total of 5 game series. I know you didn't get to say your prediction, Chris, but you still think this is a 3-2?
You know that was a very close game, and yeah, I believe in my boys in Lotus. So we'll see. But
Yeah, we shall see.
first we'll go over what happened in the game. So in the early game, LZ got a bunch of ganks off, and that gave Lotus a huge lead.
Yeah, LG got so many ganks off on the Nunu. I mean, he ganked bot lane so early on, got the first blood, and then he went and ganked top lane, got another kill up there, like burning flashes, wrapping around to get the other gank. It's very clear that LZ is super comfortable on the Nunu, just ganking on repeat. And then we saw, just the Skarner just farming it out, getting to level 6, and eventually he did get his first gank off and kill in top lane.
Yeah, definitely. We saw Accelerate dying in the top lane, or when Skarner got 6, and there were also some good 2v2 kills in the bot lane with Alistair barely living in one of them. That was really good. JBL getting really fed early on, and we thought it was good. They got Lotus got like a 5k, 6k gold lead, and then up 3 dragons, soul point. But what happened, Mitchell?
Yeah, so they just got super far ahead on Lotus. I mean, Alistair and Kiwi just playing like absolute madmen, just jumping in, jumping out, getting kills, living with the skin of their teeth. And then, Lotus steamrolled their way to a 6k gold lead. They got 3 dragons, they got soul point, but it was at that critical Mountain Soul fight, the 4th dragon of the game, where they just got out team fight, right? It was 5 players against 5 players in the dragon pit, and I mean, they just lost the team fight handedly, right? They lost with a 6k gold lead. They lost with 3 dragons. The Skarner picks, right, were just so unbelievably massive, trickling in gold here and there, and then like critically forcing the players to buy QSSs, forcing players into awkward positions, right? They were able to actually take the tanks from Lotus, and then the Chomp from Cho'Gath was able to annihilate them before they could survive the Skarner ulti.
Yeah, for sure. It seems like it actually went to 7 dragons, three dragons from both sides, and that was really insane. And also something I pointed out in Champ Select, the WyoBoomers comp, it just came super strong with the Sivir and Anivia late game damage, and man, Anivia is so annoying.
Yeah, Anivia is super annoying to play against. I mean, I think we are kind of alluding it in the draft that like they had no really easy way to get onto Anivia. A lot of the champions struggle into Anivia. It was a great pick from Trinity. I mean, Trinity had a really rough early game, dying twice very early on, but able to bring it back, not tilt, and team fight like a god. What we never saw though was the set counter pick really come into action, right? Did we see a single good set ulti where the Cho'Gath like annihilated his own team?
I don't think so. Maybe like Accelerate ulted Papa Francesco into like one person, but like not like a huge 4-man like destruction
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, and then the scaling was really up there for the team. So we're gonna head into draft here. Let's take a look if we got a draft lull. All right. Transitioning over. Oh, we're already
Oh, all right. Here we go. Okay, so
doing some draft here.
fresh bans. The new ban really big from LZ. So of course that's a ban, and then Hecarim standard ban from Lotus, and then Sever. Okay, so it seems like Lotus did not like the Sever ban or pick from.
Yeah, they don't want to see the Sivir. Interestingly enough, the Tristana will be first pick from Wyo, so not sure if it's a flex pick for them, but I'm sure at least Palmgoat will be able to play it in the bot side. Not sure if Trinity can play it.
Yeah, we'll see what Tristana will be in here. I assume it'll be a bot lane, and that's an Udyr pick from Lotus here. So
We're gonna see an Udyr pick. I like this a lot. It's just huge tempo, just like the Nunu, right, in the early game. But gonna get a ton of ganks off, gonna get a ton of farm off, gonna get really, really tanky, do some damage in the early game. But it's actually pretty hard to get onto a Tristana as an Udyr. So we'll see. And it's the Caitlyn, the king of Caitlyn himself, grabs that pick. What do you think of Caitlyn's Tristana?
I would say if you have exhaust, then definitely Caitlyn can beat Tristana, but I think it's okay. It's all right matchup for both sides.
Yeah. All right, but I mean, they're both are very strong. Both have a lot of early lane prio and damage and push. But the Tristana is really good, or the exhaust is really good in Tristana, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna see Skarner get picked up again. I mean, didn't have a ton of influence pre-6, but post-6, right? Just running people down, getting picks, and honestly winning so many skirmishes for them. This Skarner is really, really annoying.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And we'll see what they pick here for WyoBoomers. Zyra. Oh, that's very
Zyra.
spicy. Okay.
What? Is that an accidental pick or is that actually Zyra? I'm not sure. If we're actually gonna see Zyra here for support. That's a weird one. It could go mid lane, I guess, but not really, right? I don't think it could go mid lane. Maybe Zyra is a secret tech into Caitlyn. And it is actually really annoying to play into as a Udyr. And we'll get the Bard.
Okay, so Bard historically is pretty decent, pretty good into Zyra because you could stun the plant and then hit Zyra behind. So that's a very interesting tech that you could do. And there's a Nivea hover for the ban for Lotus, which was very annoying for them to play against.
Yeah, it's super annoying. I mean, also the Bard is really good into immobile supports, right? You just ult them and they can't get out. They have to either burn flash or they have to get out. So
you can also ult your own team, so Skarner can't pick them, right?
Yep. Ult your own team to save the Skarner. Also, you can ult yourself to save yourself from the bomb damage, right? Because that's very predictable when the bomb goes off. So the Bard is interesting here, but it's one of those picks that it can be really, really good for your team, or sometimes it can actually be really, really bad for your team, right? You can ult a bad target, ult at a bad time, or you could take a portal into the wrong area. But we're seeing a ton of picks from last game just right on the ban table. Orianna as well banned. Cassiopeia, we know Trinity is great on that Cassio, so we'll see what Lotus blind picks. It's probably going mid lane, right? You see the double bans to protect the mid laner, and then you're going to blind that mid.
Yeah, so Wyo also banned Orianna, so they don't want JVL to pick that again. He had a very big influence in the last game, and that's also a Victor ban. So just 4 mid bans for the second rotation. So
4 mid bans.
A mid ban here, or mid pick here. Oh, Cho'Gath.
Oh,
okay.
it's Cho'Gath blind. Let's see if we see the set from Wyo, or if they have a different counterpick to Cho'Gath. I think Cho'Gath is incredibly strong right now.
Yep.
We're still looking out for that Volibear pick we talked about earlier today. So maybe we'll see that. I don't know how the matchup is into Cho'Gath, not a top lane main, but
I'm not too sure either.
Yeah. But just going over through the draft, just a ton of dragon control with the Cho'Gath. Is that a
Varus pick? Okay, so it looks like Tristana's going mid for Trinity here.
Or it could be mid Varus too with lethality poke. I mean, it's still a flex no matter what you look at it.
But I feel like the Varus Zyra lane is better for WyoBoomers than Tristana Zyra because they're both poke champions, and that would be a nice synergy there.
This is such a wild draft from the side of Wyo. They went for the most consistent basic team fight draft last game, and now they'll have the Volibear, but Zyra? Varus? Such an interesting lane to play into Caitlyn Bard.
Yeah, definitely, and we'll see what this mid lane of R5 pick is for Lotus. Will JBL on his birthday?
Yeah, JBL on his birthday. What will we pick? This Varus, I've been seeing some AP Varus, by the way, in some solo queue. So you get a ton of execute and percent health on the W. It is the Akali. All right. We're going to see JBL's classic Akali. I mean, this pick was just his pick last year, got banned away from him. Whenever he got it, he made a highlight reel. Now, with the recent Akali buffs, I mean, the mid game is just so massive. Tons of just energy restoration with the W. The energy cost is much lower. I mean, this is a pick where, JVL, he went like 3-4-0 really early on last game. And now with the Akali, I mean, if he gets that start again, he can just start one-shotting people.
Yeah, for sure. This draft is very interesting. So I heard from chat actually that Varus is good into Kate, so we'll see how that goes. And um, what would you say? Who do you give the edge in draft to here, Mitchell?
I'm honestly not entirely sure. I mean, this these drafts are so confusing to me because there's just like really weird picks that I don't know what to expect on the side of Wyo with the Varus Zyra. If they can win lane, I think that it's going to be a big deal for the Dragon Control because Udyr has so much tempo over the Skarner. Um, Skarner, if he doesn't get a bunch of picks, right, if he doesn't have a winning bot lane like they should, then I'm not sure if they'll be able to get these early drags because WyoBoomers, there's no way it was a part of the plan to fall down 6k in 3 drags, right?
Yeah.
So I think I like Lotus's draft, right? Cho'Gath is strong. Akali's playing against 3 squishies, Tristana, Varus, Zyra. I'm going to give this one to Akali and the Lotus team with the draft diff.
I also really like Lotus draft with Cho'Gath being really strong. You saw Papa Francesco just being unkillable last game, and Alistair's Caitlyn. Everyone talks about it, so it's really good. And I think Lotus will win this game, but you know what happened last game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we thought that Wyo had the draft diff last game, and they ended up winning, but they did
Yeah, it
fall
wasn't.
behind a ton,
Yeah,
right? So, if Lotus gets ahead this game, I do think it's easier for them to close it out because of that Cho'Gath and because of that Akali and that Caitlyn too. You know, Tristana, like we saw how hard it was for Tristana to burn through that Cho'Gath, even with LDR, even with 6 items. So, I mean, if a similar situation happens now, you're hoping that this Varus, is he going lethality? Because if he's going lethality, he's not going to be able to kill Cho'Gath or Udyr at all.
yeah, I agree. And don't forget to put your predictions in the or vote for your predictions in the chat, guys. And Mitchell, do you have anything else to say? Or
I mean, if there's a bit of a lull, I mean, there was no lulls at all last game, but you can go head on over to Excellency 2, where Akuma Glaves is playing against New Age. Akuma did take game 1, so that's going to be hype as well. Yeah, that's going to be it for us, so we're going to head on to a little break before we get into game.
Welcome everyone back here to Summoner's Rift for game number 2. If you're just now tuning in, we have Lotus taking on WyoBoomers, an Excellency Heavy Finals. I am Necrox. Joined again with me here is DJ. I hope you got a glimpse of the incredible banger that game number 1 was. If you didn't, I highly recommend you go check it out. But we're past that now, headed straight into game 2, and the draft has really switched things up here, DJ.
Yeah, I really don't know what to make of this. Okay, it is comment, so double comment bot lane, so it's Poke Varus. I really don't like this from WyoBoomers. I know they're trying to shut down Alistair on his main champion, his comfort on this Caitlyn, but you blind a Zyra, a champion that just doesn't exist in the meta because it just does nothing after 20 minutes. It just gets blown up by every single champion in the game. You opt for a double poke lane after you won game 1. You make adaptations in draft when you lose, not when you win. You had the better draft and you had a rough early game, but you turned it all around. Your team fought so well, and now you go with this, and basically you're asking your bot lane to win this game in 20 minutes, or you just lose. I had all these points, Necrox, about like wanting to talk about accelerating that game and how like he looked uncomfortable on set and he couldn't, get he was trying to get too much going, the perfect wombo combo on his ulti, this and that. And I was like, he's going to need to step it up in this game. Well, he doesn't need to step it up. Like after 23 minutes in this game, he will literally win the game by existing because he will not be able to take any damage.
Yeah, all you gotta do is stand at the front line. An Arcane Comet to a Cho'Gath is like throwing a pebble at a bus. There's just nothing that it can ever do to hurt Cho'Gath at that point, because the binding is a little bit short there from Kiwiism. But yeah, things have really switched up, not only for the side of Palm Goat and Birdman. We're gonna get the Tristana flexed in mid as Accelerate's taking a lot of damage from a level 2 trade up here. What I was trying to finish is that we're going to get an Udyr as well. It was banned away in game 1, but JVL's Akali. The Orianna we saw do pretty well in game 1. A couple shockwaves, not where they needed to be, but outside of that, an amazing early game, and now we're getting a carry champion in mid for Lotus.
Yeah, big time carry champion here for JVL, and he is up against a pretty squishy composition that is very immobile as the stun will come through. Birdman going to take a good amount of damage. There's the trade back. Guardian will immune some of that. So like the rune choice from Kiwiism, like the pick from Kiwiism, because he can heal up and deal with some of the poke that will come through from this lane. Trinity should have a good amount of push against JVL in the early portion of this game. We'll have some kill pressure as well. But again, the longer this one goes on, the harder and harder it is going to be to kill LZ and accelerate around objectives in their lane wherever you go. And JVL will always have a massive threat on your back line if you are WyoBoomers.
Got to be very careful about that perfect execution, and without much peel really for your backline members, it gets very hard. Accelerate has to flash immediately, but there's the follow and first blood to Papa Francesco in the top lane. Now we're getting a return play in the bot. Birdman is flashed away. There's the stun. Flash bear slap is there. Birdman's gonna tick down low, dead. 1-for-1 across Summoner's Rift. Both junglers showing up, making early plays. Not even needed was Rosero in top. Nice stuff there across the... They're not. Accelerate. Maybe in some more trouble. This TP, it was just straight up bad, and he didn't respect the return play. Flash from Rosero as well. And Accelerate has accelerated Papa and Rosero single-handedly.
Yeah, that feels bad if I have ever seen one. Accelerate. I can bring my notes back out, Necrox, because we said that he was going to need to improve on his game 1 performance. Well, that's not how you do it. You get killed level 2. You've just been dominated by Papa in this lane. And then you make the classic top lane mistake. You TP back and you die again. Like, this is devastating for the Cho'Gath. And again, at a certain point in this game, he will just kind of win the game by existing, but that is still so bad. You're just giving a huge angle for Papa Francesco to be a threat, to be an alternate carry option for WyoBoomers, and that is not the start you wanted, even though you pick up the kill onto Birdman in bottom lane.
Certainly not what Accelerate was looking for, and the rest of the team now has to wonder, how do we get this Cho'Gath back into a position where he can be that existential threat for Palm Goat and Birdman. Again, the double Arcane Comet. Yes, Birdman will probably pick up the Leandries to tick down on Accelerate's HP. But really, with the support gold, after a certain point, you just don't get enough to deal enough damage. And with the bot lane priority that the double Arcane Comet does have, though, they will be able to grab first dragon of this game. 5.5 minutes, nice and early on this one. Again, looking towards that soul, but this time it's Wyo that get out in front in terms of dragons.
Yep, and I do think that was always expected. That's sort of what you drafted for here. Triss mid, always going to have prio over the Akali there. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of damage, and Papa hits the turret, misses the E, and now he's going to get outplayed. Goodbye. That was disastrous for Papa, and a return kill. And Lord Dominic sends his regards, labeled from Accelerate. That was simply bad play, and it's punished heavily there in the top lane.
Yeah, I mean, the theory's all right there. You're level 6 to level 4. You can turn off the turret. It's all right there from Papa Francesco, but he made one little mistake. Well, it turns out to be a gigantic mistake. But the very little mistake that is made here is that before the game, you didn't go into your settings, and you didn't turn on attack champions only on your V button. So without that there, you can attack that thing called a turret that sits in the lane, which is exactly what you did twice that allowed you to die. So that is going to be rough from Papa Francesco because it gives over all of the tempo and a lot of the gold that he had earned in the lead. But oh, hold on here.
Gosh.
We got back in bottom lane.
This is a big numbers fight. 4v3 to the favor of Lotus because JVL has decided to move down. But here comes Trinity. And this is where Sarah going to be in the bush. 5-point strike. But the auto will not connect, and no more follow-up there is going to be used. Kiwi not able to get there in time. No Tempered Fate actually available on Kiwi just quite yet. As level 5 in for the bot laners. That was so many people around bot lane. You could feel the pressure that's building up in this lane that eventually will come to its climax, but still waiting on that to go down. Here you go. It could be just now. A lot of damage. Exhaust going to go through Flash. That's a good play from Kiwi. Great magical journey out.
Yeah, that was brilliant from Kiwi because he was dead to rights there. The WQ would have easily executed him, and I love that play from him. He knows what he needs to do to get out of the combo, keeps himself alive as Palm Goat does hit that level 6 before everyone else has earned himself a decent CS lead here. Of course, Caitlyn will get rid of some of that with the wave that Alistair still does have to pick up, and I got to give some credit over to Alistair and JVL here. They are both surviving very, very well in matchups that are not favorable for them, and again, with the fact that Accelerate was able to slow down the tempo of Papa Francesco, picking up that return kill in the top lane, Papa has not been able to extend his lead as much as he probably should have been. So again, it's looking very good for Lotus. Just 300 gold down at 8.5 minutes. Only one Drake taken. And the longer this game goes on, once again, the longer it goes, the harder and harder this will get for a while.
Yeah, and to be fair, though, Papa has gotten quite a CS lead up here, but again, I'm not really sure it's enough at this point, considering the resources that were brought up there, and that misplay into the turret may have just costed them so much time and pressure. Kiwi going to show up in mid, has the Tempered Fate. That's a good binding, but a buffered jump will get Trinity back to safety. Well played there to get back under the mid tier 1. Is again, LZ's going to pick his red buff up for the second time this game. Gonna head on over to top side. Crab looking to secure that one around the Rift Herald as Kiwi and Alistair head back to bot lane.
Yep, I like the roams coming out from Bard. You do always expect that, on a Bard. Kiwi is pretty familiar with this champion. Hold on here. We got some top lane action.
Papa has the ulti if he needs to get down. The knockup is there. Actually, a lot of damage on LZ. He's going to try to turn this one around, but I'm not sure with the Whiffed ultimate that he has enough big chomp damage. But LZ is there, and a 2v1 is never going to go his way. But now Kiwi may be facing a similar situation. There's a Flash Impale. Takes him actually out of the Zyra ulti. A stun not going to be able to connect and line the shot up. There you go. Palm Goat with the aim of a sniper will take his first of game number 2. Easy pickings there. Well done. 1 for 1 again across Summoner's Rift. These two teams going blow for blow.
Yeah, a little bit of anti-synergy from WyoBoomers, but they do manage to pick up the kill as Mr. Kiwiism is caught rotating back to bottom lane. Good comms from them. They know where he's coming. They set up the trap, and they do take him down. Meanwhile, Papa dies again into, okay, hold on. Whoa. Oh my God.
This is the one-shot combo. Oh my, Birdman just stuck around for a little too long, and that last tower shot takes him out. Alistair gonna be grateful for the turret damage. Truly the MVP of that fight. Kiwi gonna be chunked down to about half as well. Minions helping that fight is... Look at Rosero now actually looking for this play. LZ sprinting down here, trying to get here in time. But Rosero showing up before the Udyr has. The Deer is not here. There's the temper.
Oh.
It's buying enough time. The TPs are actually going to come in, but Palm Goat with a nice E will get the kill. The Arcane Comet helps out. JBL's found one, and now they're looking for more. Onto Palm Goat, who has the flash. But again, the bear is fast. Going to be pushed back with a Buster shot from Trinity, and that will force a disengage. LZ, JBL walk away. Actually hopping forward now. Okay. It's Trinity, but just to find a couple auto attacks, trying to get some priority over the Dragon, but LZ going to start that one up.
Yeah, Wyo is getting a little crazy here in this game. They really want to try to take advantage of this bottom lane, and you can see that aggression coming out from him, but it costs Birdman his life in the trade there because he steps too far. He walks into a Caitlyn trap, and he's under turret for no real reason, to be honest. You know, you got the root, you got the follow-up damage. You know, why are you under turret? There's just no reason to be there to take that damage and give the possibility of the trade kill. Meanwhile, on the top side, a good gank by LZ to pick up that follow-up kill on Papa, who has, you know, still 15 CS up, but again, it's a Cho'Gath. You know, you're not really far enough ahead to really be destroying him in that lane. And, you know, I think Papa got a little bit too big for his britches once again. Hold on here.
There's the Impale under the turret. Kiwi's going to be stunned up, locked up. It's like prison with a Skarner, and Trinity is the gatekeeper for Kiwi, not allowed out. LZ's going to be shut down as well. Here comes JBL with a perfect execution. He's found himself onto Papa, but it's not quite perfect. Papa lives with 1 HP. Now JBL has to go in the Shroud, dancing around for a little bit longer. Rosero's going to be taken low, taken very, very low, but JBL's the one to fall. Knockup finds its way into Rosero, but still staying alive. Accelerate. Now on the run. Trinity's hopping forward. Alistair trying to get to safety now, putting a couple more chops down, but the slow is there indeed. No summoners to get himself out. Birdman doesn't get any more damage. Palm Goat, though, with a snipe from downtown, man. See you later. Alistair, 80 carry who? 5-0 Palm Goat.
Oh my, Accelerate's dead, I think.
He's dead. He's just dead. And that's Dragon. It's gone. There's... Wow. I mean, the Dragon was taken by Lotus, but I can't believe he's just taken down. Accelerate sticking around for a little too long. Is LZ going to try to force the issue here? No, they'll walk away, but these two teams are getting kind of sloppy, DJ. I'm not going to be sugarcoating it. I'll be very blunt. It just seems like mistakes on mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe game one just hyping our teams up way too much. LZ should be able to get this is troublesome though.
Oh, he's gonna get one. What is that champion, by the way? Say it with me, DJ. Run, stun, job well done. See you later, Rosero. Easy as you like. Plants, flowers, maybe the counter to the bear, but no problem. If you can dive the turret, you can run away from the support Zyra. Oh, this one's getting comical as these two teams just looking to fight at every turn.
Yeah, and they really just are fighting. I mean, TPs are being expended at every little skirmish. Tons of roots coming in. This is actually Alistair dead again. Wow.
What is that?
Palmgoat's kind of giving it to him, man. This is pretty impressive.
That is the lethality of Varus one-shot combo, and Alistair, you got a Skarner on the enemy team, you got Palm Goat Varus in the enemy team, you gotta get a QSS to avoid that combo. Has to find a way out, but doesn't even have the mythic yet. It's gonna be a long while till that one is available, and that is just disaster for Alistair as well, as he's gonna miss out on a couple creeps under the turret. And this game has just been so back and forth, but WyoBoomers somehow managed to come up heads in just about every fight.
Yeah, I think we got to look at the state of the game here. We have mentioned it. This is certainly a sloppy game after game number one, and the comps definitely play into that a little bit when you're just looking for picks and kills and all this little stuff here and there. But you look around the map, and they're not even going to give me a chance. They're not even going to give me a chance. They're just going to drag Accelerate back.
No analysis allowed. Stun finds Rosero. Papa still tanking up a lot of damage. Has the Stormbringer if they need. Still online. JVL's now showing up. There's the Storm. It's going to be called down. LC's low. Rosero's going to be the first one to drop. Big damage now pouring through into Papa's. He's knocked up. JVL has the ulti available if they need. There you go. Dash forward with the R2. Perfect execution. LZ staying alive, and they find 2 free kills. Nothing to be worried about, but the traps under the golden members. Birdman will not die to 1, but the trap was going to go over to the feet of Palm Goat, as that was a member they were looking for. 1,000 gold to Alistair.
Yeah, so we were going to do state of the map, and now we have to change it a little bit, because that was a 7-0 Varus there on Palm Goat that just got shut down, and that just completely turns around the way this bot lane was going. Alistair was 2,000 gold down. Now he's only 900 after picking up that shutdown gold. And again, this is an attack speed, Caitlin. This is the full turret going down at 16 minutes. It is the second turret of the game after one was taken by Trinity, who, wow, boy.
Looking for the kill onto Alistair. Buster shot. Doesn't find the mark. Oh my gosh, so well played. Heal into ace in the hole. Talk about a sniper. Alistair coming up big, getting priority over to the dragon as well, excuse me, as that one will be taken now by Lotus. Really, it would have to be a miracle steal over the wall, waiting with bated breath to see if Palm Goat could steal that one. Kiwi's actually going to go forward. That might have been a mistake, though. The Tempered Fate on 2, but Kiwi's taken down immediately as Alistair's not here to put down traps. It doesn't do much, and this one was all a bait all along. Rosera's going to drag back LZ, and that's a double kill and over to Birdman. That was not the move, my friend, and you've given away a free dragon.
No, yeah, it definitely was not the move. And I think the reason here is, again, we got to think about the win conditions for these teams. This is an early game composition, a poke composition in this bottom side drafted by WyoBoomers. Their only real damage consistently is this Tristana. This team wants to stack dragons, right? They want to get to that soul as early as possible with the priority they have, and they were already set very far behind. In one of the fights that WyoBoomers actually won in the bottom lane, LZ made a very clever play, said, I'm out of here, we're losing this fight, and took the dragon away. That stalls WyoBoomers for an extra 5 minutes. If you'd taken that Drake after killing Palm Goat initially in the bottom lane, that's another 5 minutes that this team is trying to stack Drakes, and now you're ahead in the Drake count, taking away their win conditions here on the side of the Boomers. Instead, you go for a fight trying to take away Palm Goat, who is a poke champion once again, and you lose 2 members in the process and the Drake. This gives another boost to WyoBoomers, who can go back to stacking Drakes, trying to get to that win condition. And again, remember, as this game goes on, as strong as Palm Goat is on this Varus, he is a poke champion. He is not the consistent damage. You should be more concerned with the Tristana than you are with the Varus.
Exactly, and luckily enough, you just have to build armor. As long as you stack that physical resist, Accelerate and LZ are going to have plenty of health to work with throughout these fights, because the Tristana and the Varus are both the main damage dealers here. The Leandri's actually going to be picked up for Birdman nice and early with those 2 kills. They'll do a little bit of burn early on, but really Accelerate and LZ just have to worry about those 2 main threats, and after that, shouldn't be any problem. Just wait this game out. Just get your Cho'Gath to a point. Again, by existing, you're going to be that threat, and with the Feast as well, could always chomp down on a member and find a free kill. But regardless, Lotus have decided to opt into a couple fights. Still, though, it's a close game all the same. 33 to 32.6 is the state of play, and 13 to 11 in terms of kills, but the critical thing is dragons. Now for WyoBoomers, they've gotten themselves 1 lead. Rosero gonna walk away for now. Kiwi as well in mid. They're actually gonna look for this play. There is a Chains of Corruption, Tempered Fate, but it doesn't matter. The plants were there all the same. Stormbringer are gonna come down. It's a 2-for-1 kill. Both bot laners dead here for WyoBoomers. Papa trying to get his way back under the turret at about half HP, trapped up. JBL gonna dash his way out, pulling back. Accelerate under the turret, make it a 2-for-2 as Wyo even this one out. Alistair and JBL still alive to siege this turret, though, as they march down mid lane with the pressure they've earned.
Yeah, lovely stuff from Mr. Kiwiism, and this is the Bard counter pick that we were just talking, or that we heard our analyst talking about. You know, on the desk, that ultimate, they can't get away from it unless they flash. And Palm Goat said, nah, you know, I'll hold on to my flash. I don't need to flash this. It's fine. fine. It's fine. I'll be no, sir. That was a ton of damage that came out at the end of the play. I don't know if he quite knew where JVL was. JVL does arrive, gets the perfect execution. Caitlyn Trap lands onto one. All the damage gets piled onto the WyoBoomers bottom lane. They go down in the extended fight. Fortunately for them, they do end up getting the 2 for 2 because Visero's got that Impale. He dragged Accelerate back under the turret in this Cho'Gath. Not quite tanky enough just yet to survive underneath the turret against Trinity's Tristana, which is on 2 items. So at least they do make it even. They keep themselves in the gold lead as they continue to try to stack up these objectives. I believe they took down the second Rift Herald. Baron now on the map. The next Drake going to be up in a minute 40.
Surely going to be popped down here in the bot lane, looking to knock that one down. We'll see if it has enough damage. 90 seconds. LZ going to try to stun this one up. There it goes, though. The charge finally destroys that bot tier 1, and that's the third one of the game as Baron is started up. This is an aggressive call. At 21 minutes, WyoBoomers have ticked this one down to 6,500. The TP is going to be committed by Papa to join this fight. There's the Tempered Fate. It's finally going to come through, stalling this Baron take. Do they still hold on to it? Still autoing. Now the TP is actually going to come in from JVL in the pit, and that's all they were looking for. They'll pull away. JVL actually going to keep this one going, though. It's Lotus that want to keep this one on the run. Rosero's going to flash Impale. They found Alistair, and that's one kill, but it's trading right back. It's Jungler for 80 carry. There's a Zyra damage pouring through. JVL trying to flash away, but Trinity is the better mid laner. He's going to come out on top, double killing over to this Tristana. The Yordle's going crazy in the fight. Pongo to find a snipe of his own. Aced our Lotus at 22 minutes, and that macro call may have just won WyoBoomers this game as they'll hop right back on the Baron.
Necrox, what are they doing? What are they even thinking? Like, I know this is a poke bottom lane, but they have a double circle ulti here. The AoE combo is so massive from Birdman and Palm Goat, and the entirety of Lotus's composition just funnels into them when the ulti comes out from Rosero. Like, leave your member to die. Like, leave them to die. You can't funnel into a choke against this composition. The Zyra ulti did so much damage in that fight. And when they all came out of Kiwi's ultimate, they were rooted up by the Varus ulti. Like, I don't know what they're thinking setting up for these fights. I like what they're doing here. This is at least a good response to try to take this Drake away. If they can burn it down before Rosero gets there, they do have position, and I think they should get it. But now they do have to hold off the Baron push coming in from Wyo.
It's been stolen by Palm Goat. He stole that one away with Feast available. That is a sign of desperation, trying to hold on to your Cho'Gath ulti, and they lose soul point for no reason. Now with Baron and soul point to boot, WyoBoomers are going to march down bot lane and force the issue. JVL has to back away as Trinity and Palm Goat are going to knock this one down, no problem. There you go. Bot tier 2 taken, and Wyo have begun to run away with a series. Game 1, 45-minute thriller, but game 2 was decided in 21. Just maybe Lotus can hold on, but this one has not looked their way so far, as now they have to play base defense.
Yeah, I mean, I have no words, Necrox. This is, I have, okay, hold on here. Okay, Rosero should be just fine. I don't have any other words, but Tilt, like, how do you not win that smite fight against Palm Goat? How do you forget that the Varus exists when you have Feast available? It frankly is a fairly inexcusable macro mistake here in this game, and it just seems like Lotus is tilted after losing that fight, after, you know, going up against what looks to be a bit of a troll composition. Okay, here we go. This looks like a
two-man Tempered Fate. The trap's going to go down into Birdman. The one shot's not quite available, flashing away. Rosero's going to pull back one.
Oh,
they found Kiwi, but it's only support. They've committed a lot for it. Can Lotus turn this one around? Inhibitor going to be low. Going to be taken down. Couple more shots. There you go. Trinity is destroyed. A red inhibitor. Bot lane will be exposed now for the next period of time, and Soul is available. Ace in the hole going to do a little bit of damage, but Birdman does not mind for now. LZ, what is this, my friend? You gotta run. Ignite actually will be taken, so they'll take that one, and LZ will sprint back to the base. But the siege is not done, DJ. They're headed straight for mid.
Yeah, I mean, LZ's so low, and this turret's just going to go right down. You're not going to fight this over the inhibitor, so you're just going to lose 2 of them. Rosero might die.
They're going to take 2 Rosero flash chomp as they'll get 1. Inhibitor will fall. 2 inhibitors are down, so that's a lot of pressure they're going to have to deal with. But if they can turn this right around, it might just not be too bad after all. But Palm Goat is on a killing spree, and the man just simply does not miss. This is why you put him on the supportive AD carries, reliant on your skill shots, because the man has the accuracy of a legend, and he is creating history here in Excellency Heavy. All be damned, snubbed for #1 AD carry. This man is showing you exactly why he deserves it.
Yeah, I completely agree. He's been absolutely monstrous on this Varus in the game. We had so many questions about the draft, but Palm Goat is making it all look worth it alongside Birdman. 10, 3, and 6 on this Varus, and you're right, he just doesn't miss. He's so accurate with every skill shot, doing everything he needs to be his maximum usefulness in these fights, just dishing out damage, throwing out his ulti and his CC whenever he needs to. These two have made their mistakes for sure. You know, they are a squishy bottom lane. They have gotten picked off, but they have done so much damage and so much work, and the team has played around it beautifully. The siege from Trinity, the damage, 5, 1, and 5, 3 items on this Tristana has provided the foil to this poke bottom lane, and Rosero has been massive. You know, he struggled against LZ's early pathing in game #1. This time around, he has dominated proceedings in this match, picking off all the right targets, taking advantage of the lack of QSSs in the early game, taking advantage of the macro decisions, the macro mistakes from Lotus, and just being everywhere on this pick. It's been a great performance from from Wyo on this composition, but again, they do still need to close it out cleanly. They are 6k gold in the lead, but this composition can still struggle against the team fight of Lotus. You know, if Alistar gets to 4 items, 3 items, if Accelerate is full build, it's still going to be really, really difficult. You have to siege right. You have to set up for your objectives right. But they have earned themselves a very good shot at this game, because if you set up right one more time, you're going to get a soul, you're going to get a Baron, and you might just win the game.
Lotus are feeling the pressure of playoffs. They're reminiscing on their finals just shortcomings, and they're feeling the pressure now as they enter soul territory for WyoBoomers after a poor mistake, not being able to secure the last one that was almost certainly theirs. Now they have to stare down the barrel of giving away Mountain Soul, and they're going to do it. There's no way in. They'll have to give this one up, but at the same time, Wyo are looking at the second place team from last split and saying, I don't care about your history. I don't care about your talent and individual skill. We will come together, we will play as a team, and we will outskill you at every single turn in this series, whether it be 45 minutes in game #1 or 20 minutes in game #2. Every possibility has gone their way. Mountain Soul now on the board for them. A commanding lead in this game, and we might have a commanding lead in the series.
Yeah, oh no. Alistar's QSS.
Alistar has the QSS,
oh,
but
no,
it doesn't matter. He can't get away. And Palm Goat is on a rampage this time around. He is the man to look at to carry this team, and they're not going to go for the base just quite yet. All the members going to group up. Oh, there you go. Trinity is going to be able to get over the wall. Throws it. He knows the team don't need the Tristana to take the Baron, because Wyo know exactly what they've done this game. And it is demolish and dismantle Lotus with 2 Barons in 29 minutes.
I mean, this is the death push. Mountain Soul is in. Second Baron up for WyoBoomers here on all 5 members. They have an inhib down in mid and bot. They will be respawning soon, but they're doing what they should be doing. The inhibitor's coming back up. They're just going to march it down top. They're going to go for that last turret. They're going to take all the standing gold on the map, playing this out tutorial style, and it's just beautiful from WyoBoomers. They've earned themselves a 7k gold lead. And again, I will stress this. If Lotus can hold off this push, they still have a chance to make a similarly epic comeback to game #1, because they don't really care that much about Mountain Soul. They're going to win an extended team fight. If they don't get poked out, if they don't get picked early on, that's what they're counting on, but they're going to need time. They have to not get picked. They have to not give up the entirety of the base or triple inhib on this push, because if they do, even with all the damage that you can get, all of the tankiness, it's just going to be so hard to even get out of your base.
And that was the target all along, this triple inhibitor. The bot one is spawned along with the mid, but this one's finally going to be exposed as well. The trap connects, stun as well onto Papa, but the siege is still coming through. The damage is massive onto this inhibitor with double 80 carry composition, and they found one, and JBL had no QSS. Now into the back line, Papa goes. They found two, looking for more. This is going to be your game-ending push. They might just end it now. Papa's going to go low. He's going to be taken down. QSS, but it doesn't matter. Palm Goat, two birds with one arrow, making a triple kill for this Varus. Palm Goat goes legendary in quarterfinals and puts it at series point for WyoBoomers.
What an incredible game two from WyoBoomers. They struggled in the early game of game number one. They came back in incredible fashion to turn that game around. And we're thinking, everyone here on the analyst desk, everyone in the caster booth thinking, you know, just keep it the same. Go back, do the same thing, win game number two, just don't have as bad of an early game. They say, no, no, no. We're going to change our entire draft. We're going to set Palm Goat up with Birdman in a poke lane with Trinity on the AD carry in mid lane. And we're all sitting here questioning their decision-making, questioning their strategy. Well, look how dumb we look after that game. That was pristine. I mean, played so well by Rosero, by Francesco, by Trinity. Wyo understood how to play this composition. They have clearly prepared for this. They have clearly practiced this, because that execution on this composition was nearly flawless. And they are now sitting at match point to knock Lotus out of the tournament here, Necrox.
And not only to knock them out 3-0. If they pick up this next game, that would be an upset that Excellency Heavy has not seen in a long time. We'll have to see, time will tell, but to break down what Lotus have to do to pull off the miracle in quarterfinals, to reverse sweep this one out, or what Wyo need to do simply to grab one more game. We're going to head on over to our analyst test in just a minute, right after the break.